age, your skin will change and your makeup should too. Our wedding wingman is here to show you how to rejuvenate your maturing skin and give you the lift and dimension for hooded eyes for a wedding-worthy makeup look. Whether you're walking down the aisle yourself or the mother of the bride, this makeup tutorial will amplify your natural beauty and give you an age-defying glow so that you can look your absolute best in every wedding photo. For more wedding planning tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to Wed Mayhem. Without further ado, let's meet your wedding wingman.
Hello, I'm Sylvia Waller, a makeup artist with Blush Now, here to show you how to apply makeup to mature skin, perfect for mothers of the bride or the groom wedding looks. Be sure to check out our tutorial on bridal glam makeup. Let's get glowing. So the first step to makeup for mature skin would be to hydrate. Hydration is more like water, and it goes deeper and it binds the moisture in the skin. If your skin is mature, a lot of times you feel like you have dry skin. If what you're doing is working, then leave it alone and continue doing what you're doing. But if you feel as though your skin is really dry, add some hydration to it. We added a little hydration to the moisturizer, and that hydration is called hyaluronic acid. It's a tongue twister, and it just gives the skin slippage. Then we're gonna hydrate the eyes with eye cream. That's real important. Under the eye is real delicate, and that skin will start to wrinkle and crinkle. So we want to make sure that we don't have crepey lines. And I like to put it on and allow it to sit for a little bit just to soak in. As you apply your eye cream, you want to tap, 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 because you don't want, the skin under the eye is very delicate, so you don't want to pull. If you pull, you could be tearing the skin and stretching the skin, and we have enough trouble with Mother Nature as it is. So we don't want to give Mother Nature any help. So we just tap, tap, tap. So we're gonna apply a lip scrub. And the reason that I do a lip scrub is because here in Colorado, it's dry. And sometimes our lips get really dry. So I'll apply a lip scrub in the beginning so that the lips can get some type of hydration and the moisturizer can soak in. And there's a little bit of a sugar scrub in it. So when I remove it, it can remove some of the dry skin off. So when we apply the lipstick, we'll have a smooth surface. Now that you know how to hydrate your skin, we're gonna move on to a flawless skin. How do we achieve that flawless skin for the mature woman? So what we wanna do is to make sure that our skin is flawless and glowy, dewy, and refreshed, so that when people see you, they see the refreshed and the glowing skin, as opposed to seeing the lines. First step is going to apply primer, which is going to help to bind the foundation so that it stays on for the wedding. And I like to apply it with my fingers, just tapping, and then just rubbing it in really good. So I like to use my fingers because it helps to melt the product into the skin and it doesn't sit on top. So now the next step is going to be foundation. I do foundation first so that we have a nice canvas for the makeup. I know some people will do eyes first, but you have fallout. If you do the foundation first, then you have a nice clear canvas. And if you have fallout, you can just clean the fallout and then reapply. So the makeup that I chose is a liquid makeup for mature skin. Liquid is good because liquid actually settles into the skin and it doesn't settle into the wrinkles. And liquid's also light. You want to make sure you take it down to the neck as well. Don't stop at the jawline. But liquid is light because the biggest complaint that I get from mature women is that they don't like heavy makeup on their face. They don't like to look made up. And the more mature you are, the less makeup you should wear, because the more you wear, the older you look. I know that sounds a little weird, but trust me, I've had that experience where I looked in the mirror, and I think every mature woman has looked in the mirror and said, I need something. I don't know what, but I need something, and I need something different. So a lot of times you have to change the way you do your makeup. So how does that look? It's nice and glowy. So a lot of times I'll take my fingers and I'll just massage it in. So now that we've created our foundation, now we're going to move on to the eyes. So there are 5 steps to the eyes, and the eyes are important for a mature woman because as we age, our face kind of fades into everything and everything starts to blend. So we have to concentrate on bringing out the eyes. Sometimes our eyes will get hooded, and that's just the gravity, unfortunately, pulling down, so our eyes will get a little hooded, and when you do eyeshadow and you open your eyes, you can't see it. So we have to go around the hooded eye, and we have to make sure that the eyes are accentuated so that you can see the vibrance of the eye. So we're going to start with a primer, and we're going to prime the eyelid. And what a primer does is it helps to keep the eyeshadow on, and it helps to prevent creasing. And I like to take the primer all the way to the brow as well. I'm also going to incorporate a cream shadow. Cream shadows are also good for mature eyes. This has a little shimmer to it, so I'm going to incorporate a little shimmer just on the ball of the eye, so that when she opens her eye, the light will reflect off of the ball of her eye and give her a little pop. So now I'm going to go into the shadow. So we start with a neutral color to create like a crease in the eye. And like I said, she has a little hood, so we're going to take it a little higher. So you can see we took it a little higher, so when she opens her eye, you can also see the eyeshadow. So now we're going to use a darker color to kind of give her a soft smoky eye. Now you can see that the eyeshadow is framing the eye a little bit, so I had to take it higher so that you can see it when she opens her eye. So now the next step with the eye is the eyeliner. So with mature women, we do what we call a tight line, and that is eyeliner in the top waterline, and that is to open up the eye so that it gives her eye a little depth. And because she's fair with blonde hair, I tend to do brown. I don't do black on blondes unless they are doing a black smoky eye, because it just looks harsh. As we age, we can't wear our makeup the same way, and that is one of the changes that we should make, is coloring. And what looks real good on mature eyes is like a dark purple or a dark brown, because it just gives that accent, but it doesn't make them look so hard. If I can get you to just look down, and I'm going to grab the top of the eye and just go in the waterline. Applying eyeliner, you go right at the lash line. The reason you want to do the lash line is because you don't want, when the person opens their eye, you don't want to see a line of eyeliner and then you see a line of skin. So you want to make sure that you get right at the lash line so that you can cover all of the skin. Now the other trick is I'm going to have her look down and eyes to the right, because we want to get in the corner so we don't look like we have a abrupt line that just stops. So we want to make sure that it's a continuous line. And you don't have to be perfect. The one thing that you can remember is if you don't have a steady hand, you can also smooth the line out by taking a brush and just smudging it, because not everyone has a steady hand. And all of you beginners, that's an easy way to do eyeliner. Now we're going to take the lower waterline, and I'm going to use a gel in the lower waterline because the gel doesn't smudge as much. And then I'll go back over it and use a powder shadow. And you don't want to use a heavy line because, like I said, we don't want to make her look older. We just want to accent the eye. And I'm taking everything up so that we can lift the eye. And blending is very important. So we're going to take our blend brush and just blend, blend, blend. So we're going to do a little more pop. Here's a myth that mature women can't do shimmer, and that's a myth. You just have to know where to apply it. You never apply shimmer up here higher than the lid, because then it's gonna accent all of the fine lines. When you apply shimmer, you want to apply it right on the, I always like to say right on the ball of the eye, and that's where the light hits it so that she has a pop. Now the magic with the eyes is going to be the eyelashes. So I know I've had several women tell me that they don't wear eyelashes, and I've had to tell them real politely, you will wear them today for pictures. So I realize that a lot of women don't like to wear eyelashes, but they're very important for photographs because it brings your eyes out and you don't get washed out. So the first thing I need to do is to measure her eye to see if I need to cut the eyelashes, and I do. So you don't want the eyelash to go all the way across the eye, because when she opens her eye, it's going to irritate the middle of the eye. So I usually cut just a little bit so that it stops right before it gets to the end. So it just kind of tapers off a little bit. And then the lash glue, I like to use Duo is quick and just rub it on and fan it a little bit so that it's a little tacky and it sticks better. So see the difference in the eye, how it just kind of opened it up. Use a Q-tip to hold in the corners of the eye to try to help stop the person from tearing up. But luckily we didn't have that problem today. Okay, so the next step is brows. And brows are important because they frame the face. And as we age, our face, as I mentioned before, our face gravity starts to pull. So we want to resist gravity and push back up. So we want to make sure that our brows lift our face. I know most of us have had, we've worn our makeup a certain way for years and it's just not working. So as you age, you have to change your makeup to change with the way your face is adjusting. So basically you have to enhance it, and you don't want to do anything that makes you look unrecognizable, but you want to do something that makes you look more refreshed. So lifting your brows will give your face more of a face lift, and it'll make you look more awake and more vibrant. So you want to work with what you already have. You don't want to change the shape of your brow because it changed the shape of your face. So you want to look to see where your brows are, what is the shape. So hers are very light and thin, but you can still see the shape. So we want to make sure that our arch is right where the pupil is. So it's like kind of an angle. So that's where our arch is supposed to be. So I just kind of make a line there, and then I'm going to kind of sketch to that line. And then from there, we're going to make the tail. And I like to take the brush to make it natural so it doesn't look like it's just like a line. And it doesn't have to be dark, it doesn't have to be very pronounced. So we just want to make sure we see it. So see, now we just brought our eyebrows out, but they're not dark. So we don't want dark eyebrows. So now we're going to go back over and highlight. So I usually take a highlighter brush, highlighter pencil, and just kind of highlight under the brow to give it more of a lift. And then you can also take shadow under the brow and just kind of set that. Okay, so now that we've done the eyes, we have to clean up the fallout. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up the fallout around the eye area so that she doesn't have a black eye. So now that we have removed some of that makeup, we have to go back over it and apply it again. So I need to apply more of the foundation under the eye. And with her, I'm doing foundation first because she doesn't really have dark circles. So we don't have to address the dark circles under her eye. And with dark circles, we normally will do a highlighter. It's more of a corrector under the eye. So it will brighten the dark spots, but because she doesn't have it, we don't need to do it. But if you have dark spots under or dark circles under your eye, you want to use a highlighter or a corrector that lightens under the eye, and then you put your concealer on. So now we're going to put a little concealer on, and I'm using a concealer brush and just kind of rolling it around under the eye and tapping. Again, you don't want to pull. You don't really want to pull an eye, period, but especially mature eyes. So now we're going to go into the highlighter. That adds a little rosiness and highlight under on the cheekbone, and it kind of gives her a little light. I'm using a flat brush with the highlighter because the flat brush will give more product and it's more condensed and it gets right in the area that I want to apply the product. And I just want to apply it right on the cheekbone. And it has a little bit of a rose tint to it, so it gives her kind of a rosy look as well. Then I'm gonna go back over it with another highlighter, a little powder. I always go over creams with a powder so that it stays. Just on the tip of the bone, that's where you want to apply highlighter, is right on the bone of the cheek. Now I'm going to go with cream. So I love cream blush, especially on mature skin, because it doesn't crack the skin or dry out the skin. And like I said before, we want to keep the skin moisturized and hydrated. So a cream shadow gives that cheek a more of a supple look as well as a blush. So I just tap in with my fingers, and it's very easy to work with and blendable. So I'm using this blush to kind of contour as well. So with mature makeup, you can use your blush as a contour, because with mature makeup, we don't want to chisel. We don't want to contour and chisel a face, because if you try to chisel a mature face, it kind of distorts it a little bit. So you just want to make sure that the face looks healthy and glowy as opposed to chiseled. Then I go back over with blush powder, just a dab to seal it in. Now the contouring with mature skin comes in the form of bronzer. So I'm gonna take a bronzer and just kind of frame her face. So I'm going to take my bronzer brush and just kind of go around the face, the chin line. Just this area, you want to make sure that it's defined as well. And then just kind of chisel right in here. And I might do a little under the cheek, just so our cheeks could stand out. And basically the purpose for contouring, I know contouring is a big term right now, but basically the purpose for contouring is for photographs. That's where it started. So your nose looks narrow in a photograph, or you want to chisel your cheekbones. So that's basically what contouring is for. And I've had that question, just every day, but there's a way to contour and not contour. So this is a good way to just contour your face, but you're not chiseling your face, because contouring to the naked eye make you look like the Tin Man. So you just want to look natural. So now that we have taken care of our cheeks, we've taken care of the highlight, the blush, now we're going to move to the lips. Okay, so our finishing steps will be lips, setting powder, and setting spray. So let's get started. Now, remember before we said we put a lip scrub and a lip conditioner on her lips. So now we're ready for lipstick. So we're gonna do a liner. We're gonna line the lips first. And with wedding makeup, we tend to do a pretty pink. So I'm doing the lip liner. I'm going to start at the end of the lip. And sometimes I take my finger and just kind of pull so that I get the very end. And we're doing a nude lip. So with weddings, we normally will do a nude lip. So a nude lip looks different on everybody. So my nude is not her nude. So you look at the color of the lip, and her lips have a rose pink tone to it. So that's going to be her nude. Now, can you open just a little? So I asked her to open so that we can get in the crease here. And then I just take my finger and lift it so that I can get in the line. And then I continue to fill in. The reason I do that is because it allows your lipstick to last longer. So after you eat and drink, you still have a little residue. So you still have some color. So now we're going to go into our color. And I am going to choose like a raspberry pink. It has a little shimmer to it. Now from there, she doesn't really need lip gloss because this is actually shimmery. So now we're going to finish it up with the finishing powder, which basically what that does is it seals everything in. So she wants her makeup to stay all day. So we're going to set it. And you have to be a little careful with setting powder with mature women because we don't want to remove the glow or actually make the person dry. We just want to do a little just so that it kind of sets everything. Now we're going to do the setting spray. And the setting spray is important because that is what actually holds the makeup. So we want to do an all-night, and I don't typically like to do endorsements, but there's one spray, and you probably know what it is because you know what it looks like. But this lasts all day. So we're going to spray her with the all-nighter spray, and then she's ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and spray. Now you're ready for the ball. And what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this video on how to apply mother of the bride or groom makeup, a mature skin tutorial. Check the description below for more information about me. And don't forget to click the like button and share with anyone who would find this information useful. And subscribe to Wed Mayhem for more wedding advice from myself and other industry insiders. Again, I'm Sylvia Waller, a makeup artist with Blush Now, here on Wed Mayhem, where we are vowed to your vision.